Hi, it's Jenny from Makeup Cleaning and Cats. So I ended up decanting the e.l.f. multi-stick and it's still not done, y'all. It's still not done, but it's okay. I had gotten to the plastic. I had already started to dig down into the product and I was kind of just impatient and I just did that, and there was still so much product left. This does allow me to grab more onto my cheeks. Like, it was a little bit harder just to, dig into this. So I don't regret it, but there's still a lot. But it's okay, because like it is pretty. Okay, I do like it, and I think in my previous video I said I was breaking out, but it's the bottom of my cheeks, like where I put the highlighter, it's still fine. So it's not the highlighter. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to say, I used this 25 days in the month of June, and the total of me tracking it is 45 days. So yeah, I pretty much wore this every time that I did my makeup, but there's still a lot left. Next up is the Aquaphor, which I marked as used 11 days, 23 for both months I tracked, but I definitely used this way more times. I just forgot to track it, and then yeah. And then this used to have a little roly thing, but it was actually harder to squeeze stuff out versus me just pressing it down once it got down this far. So I can't really mark a new thing because it's gonna be off. But yeah, I hope that, I think I might actually finish this in a month or two, so I'm excited about that. Which again, this is technically categorized as a lippy in my collection, but I've been using it on my heels more now. So yeah. So next up is the Blossom Lip Oil, which I marked as 7 days, but I did use this a lot more times. I just forgot to mark it because I used this in the middle of the day, because it's sitting in my bathroom. Total uses was 13 days, but again, I used it way more times. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna say that there's no change in this one, which is surprising because I had so much change on the previous month. I don't think you can see the green lines, can you? I don't know. So anyway, so I changed my strategy. So this is the one that I've been using as a night lip mask in the previous month, but I decided to move this to my jogging bag. So I only used this 6 days, with a total of 34 days with the 2 months tracked. So yeah, we pretty much just go running like once a week, and so yeah, which I didn't wear this every time I went jogging. I actually wore it a few more times. But yeah, this is my newest lip product, so I just feel like I can take a break from this one. And I'm trying to get through 2 other ones before this one anyway, so that's why I decided to move this. Okay, and then next up is the Franken lip balm, and we got a lot of progress. So we use this, well, I use this. I always do that. Okay, I use this 30 days. So I used this every single day of the month at night, and I did apply during the day sometimes, but not too often. And so the total is 37 days. So last month it was just 7 days. I ended up flattening it out first, and then I started working my way down so that I could see a pan. And feel like I'm making a difference, This is the main product I want to get out of my collection. It is a pretty color, but I just decided to use it as a lip mask. And next up is the Nivea lip balm, which I said I was gonna mark on a notebook and I forgot. So yeah, I used this one at 9 days, but I just forgot to track it, so I probably used it a lot more times. This lives in my purse, so it's usually my go-to when I'm out and about, And the total is 27 days. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess I did use it a lot last month, or actually tracked it last month. Anyway, it's okay. And then, so the last 2 lip products are the liquid lipsticks. I did wear this one once, which is my goal, and I wore this for choir. And then this one, I literally wore it yesterday at home while I was watching a soccer game. Yeah, these are like totally Fantasy Self products. I think I can get away with wearing this for choir. I did wear this one for choir like a long time ago, but this one's harder to use, definitely, but I'm allowing myself to use it at home. I always say that I'm going to use this at the beginning of the month just so that I get more uses, but it always ends up being like, oh yeah, I forgot about those products. But anyway, I'm at my goal, so I'm happy. So that was my project pan. So now we're gonna go over empties. I usually keep my stuff in a bag, but I thought it'd be cute to use this old fridge drawer that I currently am keeping my husband's backpack in. But anyway, so yeah, there was like a lot of empties this month, and I have to sneeze. Oh my god. Did it go away? It went away. Okay, so as always, I like to start off with skincare, and we had a lot of skincare empties. So I finished a dermal sheet mask. I think I'm going a little bit too hard with benzoyl peroxide. It wasn't super dry, but I decided to use this. Apparently this was the bee venom. They all kind of feel the same way, but anyway, I have one more left of those. And then I finished this Azelaic acid from Cormesic. Even though this is really tiny, it lasted me quite a while. I didn't know that it did that much for my skin though, but I still got another Azelaic serum though. This one was 20%, the one I got was 10. I wasn't sure if it did anything, but when I started using it on my forehead, it wasn't helping, so the benzoyl peroxide is doing more for that, so yeah. I also finished this Snail Mucin moisturizer. So this was in my travel bag. I decided just to use it up because I felt like it was getting low, and then more and more kept coming out. I ended up cutting it and there was still a lot more left. So anyway, I did like this, but because it's the Snail Mucin thing, it's a little bit off-putting. I definitely like this more than the serum, but I don't think I would repurchase a full size of this. Another skincare empty was the Skin Aqua sunscreen, and I did really like this. I actually have another one because it came in a 2-pack. So it is a pretty, I guess I can show you. It is a pretty like thin formula, and there's no white cast and blue. But because it's dewy, I'm like, maybe I do want something a little bit more matte. I mean, it dries down, right? It's just dewy because it's wet, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I'm glad that I finished this. And I did mostly use this on my face, but sometimes on my body. And as you can see, like, my arms are much darker than my face, so I think it has helped. I usually do wear a baseball cap when I do outdoorsy activities, so you know there's that, but I think it has helped. And then the last skincare item I finished was Bioderma, and now I'm like, is there a tiny amount left? Anyway, so I finished this Bioderma micellar water. This took me a long time to finish. I don't use this every day. I started using it every day in the mornings though, like maybe towards here. I would repurchase this micellar water, but in the oil controlled or oil, the blue one, whatever. And then I'm currently using this little travel one. I don't think I really needed to have a travel one, so I'm just gonna finish this one first. I did almost get suckered into buying a bunch of skincare, well, not a bunch, but like 3 items because of the sales going on. There was like an Ulta sale, there was a prime time Amazon sale. And I probably could have bought it, but I decided to hold off. Also, I started getting like texture down here. Like it's just the same color as my skin, and it's like tiny guys. So I stopped using this in the mornings, even though I still like this, you know, and I still will keep it. But I think it was this, I'm not sure. So I'm not gonna use this in the mornings, but I will use it at night if I don't want to shower and I want to take off my makeup or blah blah blah. That's it for skincare. And then for shower stuff, we finished 2 conditioners. So we finished this Pantene conditioner. This took us 20,000 months to get through, just because I wasn't using it because I thought maybe it was breaking me out, and then my skin was doing better, so then I started using it and it seemed like it was fine. I did notice a difference with the first sometimes, and then sometimes I didn't. Same with this one. Sometimes I noticed a difference, sometimes I didn't. I said that this doesn't really smell floral to me, like I said in the previous video, but I would repurchase this. Same with this one, I would repurchase this one too. The original shampoo of the Head and Shoulders is more medicinal. This one actually smells nicer, but I definitely like the Pantene scent more than the Head and Shoulders floral one. So next up is the random category. I finished a pair of contacts. I haven't really been wearing contacts. Besides them being uncomfortable, I just don't feel like me, even though I am more me without my glasses, you know. But it's like, I like how my eyeshadow looks. I like that my eyes look bigger, but I feel like I notice more of my flaws in like other areas, especially like my pores and stuff, when I wear contacts. So, but I do want to try more. But also they are uncomfortable, which I mean, this has cons too, right? Like it slides so much too, and I don't know, glasses are annoying in their own way too, you know, but I don't know. Anyway, okay, and then I think this is what's making me sneeze, even though I felt like it didn't have a scent. Okay, well, anyway, so this is a candle that I finished. It was Martha Stewart Pumpkin. It didn't really have a strong I don't think it really had much of a scent when I got this. I think it's because it didn't have a cap. So I think I like had it in the candle warmer once, and then I ended up putting this next to a Saint, like burning it normal. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, Darragh was talking about how with candle warmers, the scent is gonna get lost really soon. Well, not really soon, but like you won't be able to get through the whole candle before the scent going away. So that's what happened with my other candle that I currently have next to the Saint. But this one honestly didn't really have such a big scent from the beginning. Anyway, so yeah, finished the candle. I finished this hand sanitizer, which I used to decant into other little guys around my life, I guess. I was gonna say house, but so I have one in my purse, I have one at work, I have one in my husband's car, and then one in my jogging bag. So I use this to refill it. It's kind of thin, but I don't mind it. And you know, it's 70% alcohol, so it smells like alcohol. I don't mind it. It dissipates pretty fast or whatever. And then the last thing I finished was this luxury nail polish remover from Dollar Tree. It wasn't very good, but I got through it. I don't think I would repurchase nail polish remover from Dollar Tree, but I have purchased their nail polish and it's nice. So yeah, don't get this. Next up, let's talk about purchases. So I purchased this Naturium Azelaic topical acid, but it also has niacinamide, coffee seed extract, and then I guess it does have vitamin C. So I said in my haul video that it didn't, but it just has the scientific name, so which I forgot which one it was. I don't know where I saw it, but so yeah, I wanted to buy this serum just because it had the 3 items. Seems like my skin does like vitamin C, niacinamide, mint, azelaic acid. I don't know why I still want to keep trying with it, even though I didn't notice a huge difference with the other thing, but you know, and I can't open this, oh my god. Which I still haven't used this, and the only reason why I purchased this is because I had a coupon, and so I got it and I was gonna buy it anyway. I decided to use up the benzoyl peroxide first, and I'm almost to the cutting stage of it, so it's okay, I guess. I purchased this Tresemme conditioner and I've used it a few times. I feel like it's a little bit too thin. Apparently I don't mind the shampoo being super thin, but this is a little bit thin and I don't know that it does too much with frizz, but barely trying it out, right? And then I also got this hairspray from Dollar Tree. It's called Power Stick and it's supposed to smell like pistachio and caramel. I actually didn't really mind the scent, even though I'm weird about fragrance. I used this twice. The first time I put too much on, and then the second time I don't think I put enough. I don't know that hairspray is for me. I like the idea of the curls staying for longer, but then the crunchiness, not a huge fan, so I'm like, why'd I get hairspray? But anyway, I'll still use it up. I could have curled my hair more times, but I think for one event I was working in the backyard and I had a shower before it and I just didn't have time to, like, you know, do the whole thing. And then one other time I think I just woke up late. So I ended up purchasing another ArthRx arthritis pain, blah blah. I don't have arthritis, but it does help me with my hand pain, so I purchased another one of these. This one isn't it, it's still coming to me. It hasn't gotten to me yet, but yeah, I just wanted another one for my purse. So I have one on my nightstand and then one in my purse, you know. And then also this was from Amazon, but it's a small business. And then these are from Dollar Tree. So I got 2 tiny travel toothpastes, which, does it have a, bruh, this is August, is it August 2026? I don't know, it says AU. Okay, well, it says August 2026. Maybe don't buy toothpaste from Dollar Tree either. Yeah, okay, well, it came with these toothbrushes as well, but I only count like products or whatever. So anyway, so I got these. We are planning on going on 2 mini trips next month because it's my birthday. So which the second one was kind of impromptu. The only reason why we're going is because for a concert. So anyway, so I have these 2, but apparently they expire really soon. And I have one other one that's unopened. But anyway, maybe we'll get through 2 and I'll have 1 left. I'm actually using a slightly expired toothpaste right now, so I've been trying to get through that too. Anyway, and yeah, so that is everything. Oh wait, just kidding. I also purchased a little hand sanitizer for my office desk. I could just use my purse hand sanitizer, but so I got that from Dollar Tree. I did not like that brand. It kind of smells like baby wipes, so I much prefer just like straight up isopropyl alcohol scent. But anyway, once I get done with that, I can just refill it with another one of these. Yeah, that is everything I purchased. So I also wanted to do like a mid inventory check-in. The only one I'm going to be a little bit thorough on is the makeup, and the rest is going to be flat lays. The nail polish is going to be the only like live inventory thing, and then we'll talk about what I used last month and at the end, just because I have to move to the office because I have all my shit there. Okay, I forgot, this is my last empty. So I'm trying to do the 6-month thing. Apparently you're supposed to switch your mascara every 3 months. I'm doing 6 months, okay? So yeah, so this is, I'm probably still gonna use it tomorrow for work and then I'll call it. But anyway, I finished this Maybelline Lash Sensational blah blah Sky High mascara. But technically this is a tinted primer, which is supposed to be a little bit more subtle than a regular mascara, and I think so, at least that's what it seemed like. But anyway, I think I prefer just the regular pink one, but this does make my eyelashes stay up, which I don't know that I can see them. I felt like it made my eyelashes stay up, but now I'm like, it is kind of going down. Anyway, I'm gonna call it with this one. So I'm gonna add it to my empties. And so we're gonna talk about now these two makeup bags. So I have my empties in here, and then I have my declutter purgatory bag here. So it is quite sad. I've only finished 4 products and 2 of them were mascaras. So I finished the CoverGirl foundation, and I finished the Besame Cosmetics blush, which again is the one that I mixed with Aquaphor to make a Franken lipstick, not the one that I just talked about. This is a different one. These actually were mostly 2025 efforts, but you know, yeah. And then these 2 mascaras, which again, I think this one I had opened the previous year. So anyway, so that's it for makeup empties, y'all. That's pretty sad. The only empties I'm gonna keep are the makeup. I'm not gonna keep all this stuff, but I have been compiling clips at the end of the month of everything. And then this is everything that's in the makeup purgatory, okay? We have this brush that doesn't really pick up much. This will get demoted to a crafting brush. We have this eyebrow tint that every time that I use this, I would like take some of my brows off, and that doesn't really last like a wash. So, and then this Revolution mascara, which I actually purchased at the beginning of the year, but it was so terrible that I used maybe like a week, maybe not even that. And yeah, it just, my eyelashes would stick together. It was uncomfortable, like it would drop the lashes so fast. I fucking hated it. So yeah. And then I have this Franken blush that I made that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. It actually looks kind of pretty, but it's hard. It's pressed in there hard. Like I think I gave up with doing Franken stuff, especially eyeshadow. And we have this one, which I actually just purchased last year, but it's kind of annoying that not everything fits in here, and then I get confused where stuff is at. So I think I'd rather just have 2 palettes and then 2 mini palettes, 3 to 4 pans. And then these are the eyeshadow that I'm decluttering. This is the only one that I might save. This is a gold glitter. What is it called? Pressed glitter. But I get nervous that it's gonna get in my eye, but I like the color of it. All of these, as you can see, have a theme. They're all orangey, and I just fucking hate orange on me. Which is funny because this nail polish looks kind of orange, even though it's supposed to be hot pink, but I kind of like it. I don't know. I just painted them last night, so. Anyway, so yeah, so we got this yellowy pressed glitter. We got this orange. This orange is 10 years old. And yeah, more oranges, okay? Which I was actually thinking about keeping one of these. Anyway. And the last orange thing is this e.l.f. multi-stick. And I can't really wear this as a cheek product because it's a little bit too dark for me. And cream eyeshadow, I guess, creases on me pretty bad. And I don't like orange. So even though it has really pretty gold glitter in there, it's in here, okay? We'll revisit this at the end of the year and see if we save anything. I think the only thing that we might save is this palette itself, which this palette also is in the makeup purgatory. And yeah, So now let's talk about all the purchases I've done this year makeup wise slash presents. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit repetitive actually, which I feel like I'm totally killing it. I think it's been 4 months that I haven't bought any makeup, and I'm doing the one in one out thing with makeup, which I think I only have, I guess at this point now I have 2 like freebies I could buy, but I'm trying to hold off. Okay, this is all the makeup I bought this year, which is crazy because makeup is kind of hard for me to like not buy. Like I said, I got these 2 mascaras, finished this one, declutter this one, and I purchased this primer, which I always forget to use. It's an eye primer, but I've been doing a lot better about using this on weekend makeup at least. I don't really typically use eyeshadow for weekday makeup, you know. The last item is this Wet n Wild eyebrow pencil, which also I don't use super often, mostly just on weekends. But this one's actually pretty close to being done. I think I did break it like twice a little bit. So, oh, there's actually a very tiny amount. So I think I would want to finish this before the end of the year and just go back to using eyeshadow if I really want to fill in my brows. And then these are all the presents that I've gotten that are makeup related. So like I said, I got this Ole Henriksen from a friend, and then I put mascara recommendation in my Christmas wish list, expecting just to get 1 mascara, and I actually got 3, which at that point I had decided that I was going to get the Maybelline one every time, but now I got 3 more to try. I think I'm gonna try the Lancome one next. These 2 were not on my wish list at all, so my husband got me this randomly from Just Bid. It's just an empty magnetic palette. And I guess speaking of which, so these are the eyeshadows that I still need to wear, because I've been doing an eyeshadow rotation, but I mention it sometimes but not other times in my project pan. So these are all the shades that I have used already. And then, oh, actually I have not used these 3, I think, so I need to use those. And then my other 2 palettes, I have this one that's empty that I do plan on keeping, especially just because the pans are huge, so any eyeshadow can go in there other than, you know, these big ones. And then I have this baby palette, which I'm actually using these 2 right now, and this one might go away just because like you can barely see the shimmer, which I mean, if I wear contacts regularly maybe it would be fine, but so yeah, so that's where we're at. So let's go over flat lay pics. So the makeup and the skincare I took in February, and then the rest of the inventory, mostly shower stuff, in March. So we're just gonna talk about it just so that there's something there, because I was gonna bring everything out, but it's just too much work and I already have to put all this shit away. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Again, I took this in February, so eyeshadow palettes went down by 1. So 2 in the purgatory bag, 1 I was given. Face palettes stayed the same, although I might declutter the cream one just because it smells a little bit off. Blushes has stayed the same, almost done with the 1 e.l.f. multi-stick. I did make the Franken, but this was the picture I think was taken before, but again, Franken is in the purgatory bag. So for the single eyeshadows, 1's in the purgatory bag, so it went from 2 to 1. For lippies, I now have 7 because I was given the Ole Henriksen one. For eyeliners, I went from 3 to 2 because one of them exploded when I traveled because, you know, the pressure and stuff. Still holding off on replacing it. But yeah, foundations, like I said, I finished the CoverGirl one, so I just have the 1, so 2 to 1. Powder, I still have the same 1. Brow pencil, I still have the same 1. Same eye primer. Mascara went from 1 to 3. Again, finished 2, 1 in purgatory, 3 that I was given. Lash curler, still the same 1. Sharpener, still the same 1. Brushes went down by 1. Again, the one that's in the purgatory bag. Skincare might have been February or March, I can't remember now. So yeah, so for the cleansers, I finished those 2 cleansers, so I replaced them with 2 other ones. I usually have 1 acne and 1 foaming wash that I use every day. I finished, like I said, the Bioderma micellar water, but I'm still counting the little baby one as one. And then I forgot to mention that the Hara Hara oil cleanser I decluttered to my brother because I just fucking hate oil cleansers, and I tried, but I just don't care. I don't know, it's just kind of annoying to me. And I purchased it because I purchased it because I watched an Abbey Young video, which I think I've only watched 1 or 2 of her videos. I've been hearing a lot of people say that they bought hella hair stuff because of her. Sometimes even if you like a person, you kind of need to like maybe not follow them if they're making you buy too much shit. Because I adored Jessica Braun's video back in the day. I mean, back when I watched her, it was 2020. And she was just really good at her job, and I always bought hella shit from after watching her video. I mean, not hella shit, but you know. Point is that she described it as a more comfortable oil, which I mean, maybe, but it's still an oil. I don't like oil cleansers. I think Aimee Rebecca also has raved about this, that with water it mostly goes away, and I do agree with that, but I don't like oil cleansers, okay? Which maybe I should have kept for like the liquid lipstick and blah blah blah, but whatever, dude. And to clarify, I ended up not tossing the oil cleanser. I gave that to my brother because I noticed that he was running low on his Round Labs oil. I don't know how he has like the Hara Hara one, but that's what happened with that cleanser. Moisturizers, I finished one. I still have the one. For treatments, I finished 2, but then I replaced them with 2 other ones, but one of them is still sealed. Sunscreens, I finished 1. I still have 1. Pimple patches, I finished both packets. I still have 1 from a different brand. It's kind of a roll actually. And then for masks, I have 1 dermal sheet mask left. All the other masks are the same. And technically in my other spreadsheet, I counted pimple patches as masks. So I guess keep that in mind for the next part. For shower stuff, I finished those 2 shampoos. I currently have 1. Actually really need to buy another one because I'm super low on one. The one I have. And then conditioner, I finished the one in the picture. I still have 1 right now. And then body washes, I finished both of them, and then I still have 2 from a different brand. For scrubs, I finished 1 and I still have 2. Shaving, I finished 1 and I still have 1. For lotion, I finished that one, but I still have 1 lotion from the same brand. Oh my god, for some reason, like every time that I get comments now, I get kind of nervous because I've been getting kind of like, not necessarily hate comments, but more judgy comments, and I just get nervous. So anyway, so I finished 2, what did I say? So I have 2 sunscreens in the picture and I still have 2. I finished 1 of them, but I bought another one that I fucking hate. It's called Sunbum, I think. And then fragrance, I finished 1 and I still have 2. The little blue guy is actually a travel container, so I'm still counting that as 2 instead of 3. Does that make sense? I don't know. So I have the strawberry shortcake one. No, what is that? What it's called? Yeah, I have the strawberry shortcake fragrance. The blue one is the travel thing that I'm not including. And then I have the philosophy one. And the flower spray, I finished that one. Okay, and then hair stuff, I still have the same detangler. Dry shampoo, I finished 1, but I still have 1. But now I have a hairspray. So now let's go over nail polish stuff. And I do have 1 other spreadsheet that I can compare just the numbers. Okay, so my nail polish has been chilling in my office because I started making these makeup bags. This is my first one. It's a little messy. I then started to be a little bit neater, and I still haven't finished the second one. So anyway, okay, so let's start off with what I wore last month, which I don't remember. I think it was this one. Yeah, so last month I wore Bisou Zarzamora, which I had just worn the previous month. I used this Franken nail polish, and then I used this Jordana Pink Hearts and a manicure. And I totally was inspired by Miss Alyssa, and I don't know, this kind of reminded me of like a goth Barbie. I don't know, like this pink and then like the dark gray. I thought it looked really cute together. I think I wore this for like 2 weeks. The second week super chipped, but I just didn't have time to remove it. And then on my toes I had this blue one, and I still have it on my toes. It's Lagrima de Unicornio from Bisou. And then I had this on my toes the previous month. I just forgot to mention that. And then what did I do next? I did that one, this one. And then for the next manicure, I ended up doing a little flower theme. And I used these, but I mean, if you don't have these type of tools, you can just use a toothpick or a, you know, pen or whatever. But anyway, I thought it was super cute, and I think I also wore it for like 2 weeks, and I just took it off last night. These three were on chopping block. Decided to keep this one, and then these look super similar, but I decided last night to actually keep this one, the bright one, and then get rid of this one. Well, I was going to say that it reminded me of this plate, which was not intentional, but I guess it just reminded me of like Mexican styled pottery type of stuff. So especially this blue. So that's why, the main reason why I kept this one. And what else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, so that's going. Okay, I forgot to say that this is the one I'm using right now. This is a Kiko Milano 844 or 14. I don't know which is the right number. Like I said, I was going for a hot pink, but it looks orange, but I kind of like it. I guess kind of like corally orange. And then, so yeah, so these are the three that are leaving my collection and are going to my aunt. This green is pretty, and I've seen so many people with this type of green on. It looks pretty on them, but I fucking hate it. I just don't want to put it on. Like, yeah. And then gold, I think I am probably supposed to be warm toned, but I just don't like gold on me, or orange. Like, you know, I like the light blues and the light purples, and I don't know, maybe I'm probably not cool toned, but I just don't like these. Okay, like the orange, sometimes it just makes my skin crawl, you know what I mean? I don't know. So getting rid of those. There's several that are on the chopping block, like these two. Then I put this on like just to try out what I was gonna wear next. Oh, which by the way, I figured out this combo, this and like this combo. So I had actually tested these three from the first manicure before doing my nails purple the previous month. I'm not making sense, but then I was like, oh, that kind of looks like Alyssa's manicure. Let me try that. So anyway, so point is that I tried this and I was like, wow, this is so pretty. It looks like liquid metal, but like, I don't know that it looks good on my skin tone, you know? Anyway, it's kind of just a lot, you know what I mean? But then I'm like, do I want to be a robot person? I don't know. Anyway, so, and then like these greens, I'm like, maybe I could let go of some of them. Yeah, I don't know. And then this one is empty. I kept it because I thought I would fry again, but I think I'm just gonna get rid of it. So point is, for nail polish, it has gone from 63 to 58 nail polishes from my 3 declutters, this empty one, and then one other empty one that was colored. So I had a nail polish problem. I bought a lot of nail polish 10 years ago, and now I pretty much don't buy nail polish. I think the last ones that I did buy though were these, maybe 2 years ago. And I think I've been tempted to get a true red because this is technically a blood red, and I've also been tempted by a sheer pink, which I made these Franken ones, but I don't know. And I've had one in my wish list for about a year, so I might, because technically it's considered a base coat, I might consider buying it after I finish this one, which I have mixed some of this into this one and this one to try to revive it. I'm also gonna declutter this. I used to have like a fungus problem, and I don't anymore. And none of these are used. Like, I would throw out the ones that I used. So I'm gonna see if my dad wants this. And so yeah, so that's what I am getting rid of. I think, which I did take the meds, I've talked about it, for I was kind of nervous because my grandma had liver issues, and apparently those meds are like really strong for your liver. So anyway, so I did that, and then I feel like it was still there, and then maybe eventually just went away on its own, or maybe it was part of the meds. But anyway, I just don't sleep with socks on, and I think maybe the peppermint lotion has helped not come back. I'm not sure, okay? But anyway, point is that let's just not keep that to like hope that it doesn't come back, okay? I don't know that this even helped that much. Okay, one other declutter that's not nail polish declutter, this Febreze spray. I forgot this was in my project pan. So it moved. Okay, stop moving, sir. Okay, I guess it moved a tiny amount. I don't know if you can see it standing like this, but this is the green line, and then this is where it's at. I hate this. I hate the scent of this. I got this when I moved out of my parents to this house. This was, what, 5 years ago? 6 years ago? I don't know. This is 5 years old. I don't like this. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I ended up moving this spray, which is also probably 5 years at least, because this was originally my husband's before we started dating. So yeah, it's like a sleep spray, but I moved this to the bathroom. I don't know, like, I have mixed feelings about lavender. It kind of smells like this pesticide that was supposed to be eco-friendly, or, you know, that's kind of like essential oils. So it kind of reminds me of it, but now I'm noticing it more. I also have an Icy Hot that has lavender, and I'm like, ooh, it's kind of a lot. But for some reason, as a room spray, I don't mind it too much in the bathroom. So I'm gonna keep this in there, and, you know, it is kind of nice and pleasant. So that's it. So now let's talk about my table real quick. Some of it is kind of like repetitive and whatever, but next up, let's go over a table. So this again is January 2026 compared to July 2026. So yeah, so I'm not including purgatory and makeup items. So brushes went from 14 to 13, blushes 8 to 8, lip products 6 to 7, eyeshadow palettes 5 to 4, mascara 1 to 3, eyeliner 3 to 2, single shadows 3 to 1, face palettes 2 to 2, foundation 2 to 1, eyebrow product 1 to 1, eyeshadow primer 0 to 1, eyelash curler 1 to 1, sharpener 1 to 1, powder 1 to 1. For the total, it's 48 to 46. Blush pans went from 15 to 14, eyeshadow pans 64 to 46. This table has everything. Some of the stuff wasn't even in the picture. So again, makeup 48 to 46, hand soap refill 1 to 2, cat soap 3 to 3. Anti-itch stuff went from 4 to 3. I ended up getting rid of the water mixed with peppermint oil just because whenever I would spray it in the room, it smelled like sour after. I mean, I think it was that, but I'm not sure. So I just ended up getting rid of that. Contacts, right boxes 3. I still have 3 for the left as well. Contact solution 1 to 1. Travel stuff I didn't count, but I think I probably just have maybe like 2 to 3 items that are, you know, purchased as a travel thing, not refillable stuff. Cleanser I have 4 to 4. Sorry, I forgot to say that I do have a backup bar soap for cleanser in the flat lay pick. Yeah, so I have that, but I'm running low on one of them, so it's fine. Face moisturizer 1 to 1, face sunscreen 2 to 1, serum / treatments 4 to 3, masks / patches 7 to 5, shampoo 2 to 1, conditioner it's 1 to 1, body wash 2 to 2, shave oil cream 1 to 1, hair 3 to 3, body moisturizer 1 to 1, body sunscreen 2 to 2, perfume 3 to 2, deodorant 3 to 2, chronic pain 3 to 4 now because I have one in the mail. Toothpaste full size 5 to 3, mouthwash 1 to 1, candle 6 to 4, room spray 2 to 1, incense 1 to 1, essential oil 2 to 2, nail polish 63 to 58, jewelry cleaner / piercing 1 to 2, and the total is 183 to 166. I also have a screenshot of my makeup inventory, and I did check marks in green for the stuff that I finished and little red X's for the stuff that I decluttered. The makeup was kind of hard to do because it was slanted and my eyes were kind of hurting, so that's not super accurate, but you know, I thought it would be fun to do that. I think I saw someone on Reddit do that, to do the little marks on their stuff. That was pretty much it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.